Hola amigos y amigas, I am Leila, also known as Ms. Bohemian. Welcome to my wheel journey part 4 featuring the Radar Crush wheels by Rydell. Last week I featured the Radar Energy wheels and I love them, and you can view that video here. And this week is the Radar Crush, which are the tiniest wheels. No, they're not the tiniest wheels that are made, because I think sliders do smaller wheels, but I think that for roller dancing they're one of the tiniest, if not the tiniest wheels. They're the tiniest wheels that I've tried. And just to get to the very bottom of it and to the point, I love them. I love them, but I'm kind of at a crossroads with them. But let me first give you a quick overview. I started out with the Moxie Gummy wheels because I own 3 Moxie Lollies. The Moxie Gummy wheels are 78A durometer, 65mm wheels, which means they are humongous. So this kind of gives you an idea of the huge difference in wheels. After that, I tried some 62mm wheels and 57mm wheels, and the Radar Energy wheels featured in my last video are 57mm wheels, and that's the smallest I've gone, and I loved that size. So it was a big jump to go to the 48mm wheels. I loved it. They're advertised as being really good wheels for roller dancing, and it's true, and that's pretty much what I do. That's my focus in roller skating. I'm a roller dancer, and I wanted to try both of these because they're different durometers. The lavender ones come in at 84A durometer, 48mm wheels, and the seafoam ones come in at 88A durometer, 48mm wheels. And I was curious whether that little 4 durometer difference would make a big difference, because sometimes some wheels might have like a high 80 or like even a 90 something durometer and still feel sticky, and other times no. So it's really hard to tell how a durometer will really manifest, because it's really specific to the brand and the company, and it's not kind of like a real accurate measure. You really have to try out the wheel and see if it suits you and your needs. And so these are quite different, not like a huge crazy difference, but enough to say that these are gummier and these are a little harder, and you can feel the difference when you're skating with them. There is more slide, a little bit more slide to the seafoam ones, and you can hear it in the sound that the wheels make against the floor, like a more clunky sound to these and not so much of a sound to these. The experience of dancing with them was really good. I had so much more control and maneuverability, and I was able to do moves that I wasn't easily able to do with other size wheels. They're expensive. A pack of 8 of both comes in at $90 the pack. You can get them at Moxie for $78 the pack of 8, but then with Moxie you have to pay like $22 shipping. So in other places, if you order over $100 of product, it's free shipping. Sometimes most places charge about $8 shipping. So when I weighed those factors in, it came in cheaper to order them at $90 for the 8 pack. I got my wheels at Fritzy's roller skate shop in San Diego. I'm waiting. I am back in editing mode, and I'm inserting myself way after the fact of having filmed that video. Very lazy about proper lighting, very lazy about makeup. I'm just jumping in. I cut off a whole bunch from that video where I was talking about returning the wheels, because my main issue was the fact that because they're so small, my toe stops would get in the way. And so when we go back to the past Leila, she will explain why she uses toe stops. But basically it's just part of who I am as a skater in this moment in space and time. Back when I filmed this video on the Radar Crush wheels, I was using way thicker toe stops. I was using my grindstone toe stops, which are pretty thick. Then I switched over to the Moxie pedals. They're smaller in diameter, but they're still pretty thick, and so they were getting in the way. Since then, I did a whole bunch of research both online and calling around in skate shops. From what skate shops tell me, the smallest toe stops that they had available and would recommend were the Sure Grip Carrera toe stops. And remember, it doesn't necessarily mean that the diameter is going to be much smaller. It's a pretty regular size diameter. I mean, something like this, I would think. I mean, they're right there, my skates. I should show you. So my skates with the Radar Crush wheels are in another room, but then this just gives you an idea of the toe stops. I mean, obviously, the juxtaposition of these toe stops against these big wheels, these are 62mm wheels. So there's more space between the toe stop and the floor because the wheels are bigger, and obviously there's less space between the toe stop and the floor with the Radar Crush wheels because they're 48mm versus these are 62. But compared to the toe stops I had in the skates before, when I originally used them, when I originally filmed this video, the Carrera toe stops, the ones that I just showed you, are much better. And so that made it a more feasible thing for me to use the Radar Crush wheels. And honestly, my
go-to wheel for indoors right now is the Seafoam Radar Crush at 88A. I feel that it's prepared me and acclimated me to a harder wheel way better than anything else would have. 88A durometer I think has been really ideal for me, and I'm ready at some point to go to a harder wheel. I'm really going to be looking at the Radar wheel family because I love Radar wheels so far. Everything I've tried, I mean, it's pretty much been the Radar Energy wheels and the Radar Crush wheels by Rydell, and I love them. I am a huge fan. So if I sound a little off in this video, it's only because I had been debating returning them, and I cut that out of the video because obviously I kept both of them and I have zero regrets. They have been worth every penny. Everyone else, all my other skaters, my skate fam that I've seen try the wheels have loved them. Obviously they're better than me because they don't use toe stops, so they have that full range of motion with those small wheels to do like walks and foot action that involves going closer to the toe. Whereas with me, I can't do a proper walk with the Radar Crush wheels because my toe stops, even though they're smaller, get in the way. So hopefully eventually when I'm done with all my injuries, I'll talk about that in the clips that follow, then hopefully I can get myself out of the habit of needing toe stops and move to toe plugs, and then my use of the wheels will be more optimal. I think this kind of wraps it up in a more accurate way, but I'll let Past Leila finish up. She didn't know what I know, but hopefully together we gave you a clearer picture. Oh, forgive my voice, I have a cold. Does that help? Anyway, let's have Past Leila, who has makeup on and looks way better, finish talking.
I'm not comfortable with jam plugs yet. I ordered a pair of jam plugs that I tried out on my skates with these wheels to see if I can handle it, but I cannot handle it. It tenses me up. I get into a total space of fear because I've had a lot of injuries in the past year. I don't want to fall, and I've gotten to a point that if I stumble, I'm pretty quick at stopping a fall from happening by using my toe stops, and not having my toe stops in multiple occasions. When I tried out the jam plugs, I almost ate it. So I am not at a place where I'm ready for these because my toe stops, I even switched out my skates that I was using them on to short stem toe stops, and it wasn't short enough, it wasn't little enough. Maybe in the future when I'm a better skater and if I'm at a place where I can do without toe stops, that's when I would try these. So I don't know if you are more comfortable skating without toe stops, or if you think you're fine trying these out with toe stops. I don't know, but if you're curious about these wheels, I think they're definitely worth trying. I recommend them. I love the roll. I mean, that's depending on the bearing, but I tried different bearings with each wheel and they did great. They felt amazing. They were smooth to work with. They were really cool. I really like them. I really like them. And that's it. Have you tried them? Do you try them with toe stops? Is there a way you can make it work? Because I could not make them work. I don't know, like I'd be curious to see what you think and if you like them or if you didn't like them. I've seen just rave reviews about them all around, so I'm really curious. Let me know, was this helpful? If it was, I mean, I hope it was. Just let me know. I hope you liked this video and thank you so much for tuning in. If you did like this video, please like, comment, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to stay tuned for more. And I'll see you in my next one. Ciao for now.